Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 10, module 1. I didn't know what to title this. I don't know if I should title this Seduction Starts at Hello, Seduction Starts on the Date. Maybe don't walk up and cold approach and talk to all these girls. The final title I think I'm going to name it, module 1, is Choosing Signals. Okay, so what this means is, well, first off, let's talk about what the opposite of people do. So here's the thing, guys. You do not want to go up and just cold approach these women. You get a lot of people that don't know how to talk to girls. They don't know what to say to a pretty girl. They don't know what to say to a really hot girl on the street. Here's the thing, fellas. You don't belong talking to all these hot girls. You don't belong talking to all these women at the bars. You don't belong talking to every cute girl you see. Because what's going to happen is you're going to come off extremely needy. And not only that, you're going to look like you do this a lot. A lot of times you look like you have an agenda. So these guys who tell you to cold approach women, or every time you're at a bar, like here's the thing, with dating coaches, a lot of times people get into like a dating program like this and they're sitting there thinking, well, why doesn't the coach just tell me what to say? Why doesn't the coach tell me exactly how I'm supposed to talk to her? And it's like, fellas, there is no magic words. There's no magic thing you need to say to a woman. But here's what you must know. You must know that women are the choosers in the relationships. Now, when I say relationships, I mean full-on interaction. Like, as soon as, let's say you enter into a busy bar or a busy nightclub, if men could have it their way, men would just have all the ass in the bar, all the ass in the club. You would just be hand-picking whatever you want, but it doesn't work like that. You got to get the female to agree. Now, here's the thing. If you've been doing the steps to make yourself high value, because that's why I put that first, you have to make yourself viable and high value before you can talk to these women, well, congrats. Because if you've been putting in the work, you've probably now been promoted to what I call choosing signals. Choosing signals is what you look for when to actually approach the woman. But let me tell you this, do not go approaching women unless they've given you some sort of signal. And we'll get to that in a second. But what most guys do is they will literally walk up, totally fucking embarrass themselves in front of all of her friends and in front of all of your friends. And then you got to do the walk of shame back to your friends, or you got to do the walk of shame back into the nightclub or wherever the hell you're at. Because so many guys think that there's this magic thing to say, okay? So many guys think that there's this magic way they can seduce her right then and there. And it's like, to build seduction, to build time, it takes time with the woman. But here's the thing, fellas. You probably don't belong talking to every hot girl. Because if you want to do that, it looks like you don't have any options. It looks like at the end of that night, you're not going home to any ass. Which is why you wait for choosing signals. Now, what choosing signals are is when a girl is noticeably staring at you, or she's noticeably making eye contact, trying to get you to look in her vicinity. This can come from a lot of things. She might be flipping her hair at you. She might be winking at you. She might be smiling in your direction constantly. She might be fixating on you and giving you like a look or a brow or anything. She's going to be mate signaling. Okay, she's going to be signaling for you to come over to her. Then that's your invitation. That's your opener. That's your lead. If you like how she looks and you think she's fucking hot, then go talk to her. But do not just walk up to these girls and start talking to them out of thin air. Like, you're going to look weird. You guys are strangers. If you walk down the shopping mall, how often do strangers just start talking to you? Fucking never. You're going to catch her off guard. And there's so many of these fucking pickup gurus on the internet that give these boot camps and these magic fucking lines to these guys and feed them with shit. And tell them to do things like go cold approach 100 women a day and all that. Well, of course, if you cold approach 100 women, you might get a desperate one that ain't taking any dick right then and there that will say yes. But, like, if you think you can memorize some lines that I give you, if you think you can do that, you're fucking in for a rude awakening. But see, here's the other thing, too. I'm getting off on a tangent, but it's like, do you see how, like, aggressive I am in my tone? How, like, don't fucking cold approach. Don't do that. This is how you got to do it. Wait for choosing signals. You see how I'm direct in my speech? I'm telling you what to do. I'm dominating the conversation. Granted, I know this is a fucking camera, but you get it, like I'm worked up. And I can be worked up because I've put in the work for self-improvement. I've done the gym thing. I've done the dating thing. I've done the hookup thing. I've done it all. I understand most of these thoughts, and most of these fucking women just want dick. And no, I don't, like, I'm not trying to come off like I hate women again, fellas. I've said this 100 times. But, like, the reason I can direct you is because I've already done that. Now, see how direct I am in my speech? I'm telling you, don't do this, don't do that. I'm almost bossing you around. This is how you have to speak to women. Just like I'm talking to you, directed energy, focused. That's when that, like, you don't get to give off and radiate that masculine energy unless you've done the self-improvement. So most guys go, hey, how's it going? I noticed you're just so beautiful. I would have just kicked myself in the ass if I didn't come say hi to you. And it's like, how desperate and how big of a bitch did you just make yourself look like? You're a fucking man, and all you did was straight up give away all your power and validate her. So you won't get this arrogance to you. You won't get this swag to you. You won't get this confidence. And I'm not saying I'm the most arrogant fucking guy, but it's like I've done so much self-improvement. By the time a girl gives me choosing signals, I'm going to fucking sleep with her if I want to, because I've done enough work. I've made myself a man enough to where I have the balls and the confidence to know if that bitch doesn't like me, it's fucking her fault. Because I've set up multiple businesses. I've built one hell of a body. I coach other men, and I'm very, very productive to where she should want me in her life. And gauging off our interaction, we're probably going to have a lot of fucking fun that night, too. So keep it flirty and keep it fun. Don't walk up and just cold approach these women. You got to be direct in your speech. But you can't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I put the self-improvement first. That's why I put the looks, money, status first. You can't do any of this if you don't fucking look attractive, if you don't fucking talk attractive. Like, if you're not a guy who's attractive, you're not going to get girls who are attractive. So first off, never just go talk to girls. It's weird. It is weird. And guys who tell you it's not weird because they're trying to sell you their program on cold approach because they think it's not weird, they're just trying to sell you. Think of it this way. Cold approach, if you just go talk to women, if any of you guys are in this and you're in sales, what is a cold call? A cold call is when this person doesn't want to talk to you and you pick up the phone and try to sell yourself to them. It's a cold lead. When you run ads online, it's called cold traffic. Well, then there's warm leads. Warm leads is somebody who is already knows that you exist. They already know you have a product. And hot leads, hot traffic, is somebody who's already engaged with your business, engaged with your website, right? These are women that you've already maybe talked to in the past. But what you want is you want warm leads. You want women already interested. And they're going to let you know they're interested. I promise. If you're Leonardo DiCaprio and you walk down the mall, you're going to know when the women are interested, when they're fucking looking at you, taking pictures, smiling. Now, granted, I know you're not going to get that level of fame, but you get what I'm saying. Don't just go talk to women. You must wait for choosing signals. Wait until she looks at you. Wait until she mate signals. Wait until she constantly pops her ass out at you or smiles or looks or something. Okay, then we're going to go over and we're going to shoot our shot. And throughout this week, I'm going to tell you what to say, how to keep it high value. But do not just go cold approach women. She will let you know with her eyes and with her gestures if she thinks you're hot, if your looks criteria meet hers. And that's enough to get your foot in the door. And from there, as long as you don't fucking smell bad, like, you're probably going to do just fine. Because you've been doing the self-improvement to have some arrogance to you. So first and foremost, choosing signals is number one. That's when you talk to girls. That's when you make the approach. Now, here's where guys go wrong. They hesitate if it's a choosing signal. They go, oh shit, well, she looked at me for 2 seconds, but in my mental head, I need 4 seconds. If she would have stared at me for 2 more seconds, then I'd know it's a choosing signal. Or she kind of flipped her hair and gawked at me, but I don't know if it was for real. Right? See, all that shit, now you're just way too in your head. Right? At the same time, you got to come from the standpoint of being aloof. Like, you can't really give a fuck. You can't give a fuck. They're just girls. They're just girls. Yeah, as soon as you start thinking, was that a choosing signal? Was it not? Now you're looking like you're balancing this out, trying to figure out teeter-totter. You look indecisive. Well, now you look weak as fuck, too. And if she was signaling you, well, now you just probably blew your shot because you don't look confident. And let's say it wasn't a choosing signal. Let's say she just accidentally smiled your way or something, and then you made the approach. Who gives a fuck? Well, it looks like you cold approached one of them then. You know, worst case scenario, you started to spark a conversation and you probably got better at talking to girls anyways. So here's the thing, guys. Should you cold approach? I think no. Should you wait for choosing signals? I think yes. But at the same time, what is alpha and what's beta? Well, alpha would be doing whatever the fuck you want to do and not even listening to my ass in the first place. If you want to go talk to her, by all means, go talk to her. Probably not going to end well if she doesn't think you're attractive. She's probably going to go, it was really nice meeting you. Because you don't, you're a 10 to somebody. Like me, I'm a 10 to some girls. I'm also probably a fucking 3 to some girls. So the whole thing is attraction needs to go both ways. You need to think she's probably an 8 or higher. She needs to think you're probably an 8 or higher. And then you guys can meet. So yeah, you don't get to buy my dating course. You don't get to buy Never Left on Red. You don't get to go to a fucking boot camp or whatever. And now you know how to pull every girl. Like Leonardo DiCaprio's a fucking 10. That doesn't mean he can pull every girl. Some girls aren't gonna like how he looks. Some girls might think he's weird. Like, yeah, he has a way higher chance than you or me, but you get what I'm saying. I would wait for choosing signals because that's your least bit way of looking desperate. So if you're on campus, school grounds, wait until that girl smiles or looks at you. Wait until she's noticeably staring. And, maybe do some shit where you're stay cocky with it. Call her out, be like, yeah, I see you checking me out, or some shit like that. I'll get into what to say throughout this, but I just wanted to hammer this point. You don't even get choosing signals if you didn't do the earlier weeks. If you haven't been laying the groundwork for months and years of self-improvement to develop yourself, and I know I probably look insane screaming on this fucking camera right now, but I do not care. If you haven't done the self-improvement, you're not going to have a masculine tone. You're not going to have a temperamental tone. You're not going to sound like you could offend if need be. You're not going to look strong and alpha. You're probably going to look like a bitch. So that's why you got to hit the gym. You got to get your shit together. You got to have that walk and that talk to you. You got to be lean. You got to feel good about yourself. You got to be confident. You got to just walk into the room and know that you're attractive. Because if you've done the steps that it takes to make yourself attractive, then you don't have any approach anxiety. You don't have anything to be fucking worried about because you already know you look good. You already know you talk good. You already know you are good. And once you know you're good enough, well, it's a hell of a lot easier than to interact because you don't have insecurities. So put in the work. Wait for choosing signals. When she signals you, now it's time to go shoot your shot. Now it's time not to fuck it up. So end of module 1. Hi everybody, welcome to module 2 of week 10. And in today's module, what I want to title this one is that you're probably not trying to get to know her right then and there. Now, there's some yeses and nos to this. So on the initial approach, here's what you don't want to do. A lot of guys, what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to approach and they're going to try to enter into this get to know you conversation. This is what you do not want to do. Now, I'm going to lay out the rules of what high value is for males. So if you're approaching a woman and it's daytime, meaning that you got choosing signals at the grocery store, you got choosing signals at the mall, you got choosing signals at work, you got choosing signals at school. Like, if it's hours, like, here's the thing, guys. Remember, we're high value. We're on our purpose. We're doing shit during our day. We don't have time to stop right then and there, get to know the bitch, go take the bitch out for coffee right then and there, stop our whole day. Like, no, that looks like you ain't got shit going on either. And I don't want you to purposely make it look like you ain't got shit going on. Like, I want your calendar 7 days a week booked 15 hours a day with shit going on. Because guys who have shit going on do stuff in their life. And when you're booked all the time, it's a lot easier to not be needy in texting. It's a lot easier to not be needy in their interaction. Because you either have women you're seeing already, or you have so much stuff going on with your passion and your work and your career, you're like, fuck women. Like, I'm getting that bread, I'm getting that money, I'm building myself as a man. When I get them, I get them. So you don't have a dependency on women in this course. She's going to notice that too about you. Now, you're not trying to get to know her right then and there. What most guys do is most guys will try to get to know her. Hey, how's your day going? Just notice you. Where are you from? What school do you fucking go to? What class are you going to next? Yada, 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 yada. You don't need to do any of that. Remember, women are emotional. Not rational. You guys might have a lot of things in common. You maybe both go to the gym. You maybe both like history class. You maybe both are into real estate or are real estate agents. That don't fucking matter. It doesn't matter what similarities you have. It doesn't matter what interests you have. None of that matters. What matters is if you can raise her attraction right then and there. So if you walked up to her and you just would have said something like, hey, you look like the craziest girl I've seen all day. Can you try to say something funny to make me laugh? Or, hey, you look like you'd be absolutely fucking terrible to hang out with for an hour. You know, say if you said it like that, hey, you catch her staring, you walk over, you go, hey, you look like you would be really boring to hang out with for an hour. She's gonna be like, what the fuck? But see how I'm smiling saying it? It's like a cocky gesture. It's a flirt. It's a tease. What do you say on the opener? Well, every single time when you are sitting there fumbling what to say on the opener, I want you to imagine it's a 6-year-old niece or nephew, and you just took them out to get a Dairy Queen Blizzard. This is the mood that you have to be in every single time you approach a woman. That's a 6-year-old niece or nephew. You took them out to get a Dairy Queen Georgia Mud Fudge, and you got a big, large motherfucking Georgia Mud Fudge in your hand. And you're gonna give it to the fucking niece or nephew. You're gonna give it to them. But you're not gonna let them know right away you're gonna give it to them. You're gonna hold the fork in their fucking face like this and wave it in and go, it smells so good. You know, you're gonna tease, and you're gonna pull it back, right? And you're gonna keep teasing them that if they get this Georgia Mud Fudge, it's gonna be really good. And then eventually you give it to them. Okay, when you walk up to her, she knows you want the ass, man. She knows you want the number. She knows you're trying to leave with the number. But it doesn't matter. You got to play the game. You got to be in this cocky, LOL, laughing mood. Now, see how I'm angry on camera with you? I'm like, fuck these bitches. You know, you're high value, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can't come off that strong and that direct with women. You can't be RoboCop. Hey, cutie. Right? Granted, I was exaggerating there, but you know what I mean. You're fun. You're a flirty guy. The reason why you're a fun guy is because you do your self-improvement. The mood that you're in is walk up and start teasing her. That's your 6-year-old nephew. You know, one of the things I said at a bar one time with a girl I slept with is I complimented something about her fucking purple bow that she had on top of her hair. And I said, wow, that's really unique. That's all I said. She goes, is unique good or is unique bad? I go, unique's fucking terrible. And I started smiling at her and I started laughing. She goes, I can't believe you just said that. You see, it doesn't matter what you say. She's got Nike Air Force Ones on. Look down and go, I fucking hate Nike Air Force Ones. I go, yeah, and you go, you know what type of girls wear Air Force Ones? Weird ones. Okay? You're not taking it seriously. You can say some shit like my ex-wife wore Air Force Ones. I can't even look at you right now. We're not going to get along. We're not going to get along. Your ex-wife, aren't you 22, 23? Yeah, I've been married twice though, right? You start being cocky. You start like, I haven't been married at all. Basically what I'm getting at is on the approach, you're not trying to get to know her. You're trying to be a fucking dick. You're trying to not even take her seriously. I don't care if she's a 10. I don't care if she's on the cover of Forbes. I don't care if she's a fucking Victoria's Secret model. Because deep down inside, she's a little girl. She still is the 6-year-old niece. Women are emotional. She still is the 6-year-old that likes to go fucking on the teeter-totter swing. She still is the 12-year-old girl who had her first crush that was probably like Zac Efron in some High School Musical movie. She still is that girl. You have to touch the girl in the heart. You have to touch her in the emotional side. You have to get that bitch wrapped up here in her head. Because women come with their head first. Women come with their soul first. Because I know what you guys think. I was there too. You see it? Booty, big ass. You go, oh fuck, what do I gotta do to get that ass? Right? You ever wonder why gay guys are so good with women? Why girls love talking to gay guys? There's gay guys out there that talk to women, and by the fucking end of it, the girls will say some shit like, God, I wish you were straight. I'd fuck you right now. Because the guy cannot take her seriously. That gay guy doesn't talk to her like she's some fucking princess. You know? I don't know what to say. I'm not going to tell you what to say. I'm not going to tell you what to go say to this girl when you walk up to her. I don't fucking know what your situation is. Is she eating McDonald's? Is she drinking a fucking martini? You know, what you can control is your state. Like, you can control this LOL, I don't give a fuck state. You can control this I don't take women too seriously state. You know? Like, I mean, I just say some crazy shit when I go on the approach. You know, if I get choosing signals, it's like game on. I'll be like, hey, Blondie, why you keep staring at me like that? You know, you know we already like each other. You know we already like each other because I see you smiling at me. And I know she blushes, she downplays it. Be like, no, why are you looking down? See, now you can't even make eye contact with me. So now I'm left here confused. Like you seem like you're interested and blushy and smiling at me, but now you just look away. And Sally, like, you don't even make eye contact with me. You're actually hurting my feelings right now. I don't even know if we can be friends. Like, at first when I saw you, I wanted a lover, but now I know we're not lovers, and now I just see you as a friend, not even a friend. Like, you can't even look me in the eyes right now. I'm just, hey, actually, I don't like you. Turn back away. Okay. Granted, I wouldn't say all that all at once, but you get what I'm saying? That's in between her smiling. That's in between her rolling her eyes. That's in between her going, oh my God, you're fucking crazy, blah, 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 blah. You don't take them too seriously. If I can come up with all that off the cusp of my head right now, like, this should not be that tough for you. Because if you can just look at her like she's the 6-year-old niece or nephew, and you got the Blizzard, you got the Dairy Queen Blizzard, and you're trying to just pull it away, and you're going to give it to him, you're going to get the number eventually, but you got to make him work for it a little bit. That's when you win with women. What did I even title this bitch? I titled this bitch, You're Not Trying to Get to Know Her. And no, it doesn't matter. I've slept with women before that I didn't even know where they were from. I don't care where they're from. There was this one time I slept with this girl 3 times in a row. I didn't know her occupation, and I didn't know her hometown, and I didn't know if she went to college or not. Every time we kicked it and we flirted the entire time. You don't get to have that side to you, though, unless you do the self-improvement. I swear to God, if you don't do the self-improvement, there's no amount of game. Because you don't have the confidence going into the interaction knowing that you're the shit. Okay, you want to know what'll make you know that you're the shit? If you have enough finances to stay secure in yourself, where you know if shit hit the fan, you'd probably be good for a few months or a year. That helps when a guy's mentally strong and his money. The second thing is knowing he's physically strong, and if anybody fucks with him or gets in his face, he can probably knock the shit out of him. That helps. And then the other third thing is just not taking women too seriously and realizing they love dick too. Now, stop being Steve Urkel with your pants so damn high and your crotch so up and your fucking underwear so tight with a wedgie and like, relax. It's a chick. Imagine that dime you see taking a big diarrhea shit. Like, laugh at that. I don't know. Like, dude, women at 40 are the same as women at 30 are the same as women at fucking 25. If you can touch them here, if you can touch them here in the soul, you can make that woman come with her brain. Dude, it's fucking easy from there. Hi everybody, welcome to Module 3 of Week 10. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you specifically that women come with their brain first. Now, I touched on this a little bit in the first couple modules, but what this means is that what you say to her dictates the perception of what she thinks you would be like in bed. And I know this sounds nuts, but this is how you get a woman in the sheets. You don't get a woman in the sheets until you can control her up here. And you will see within a couple interactions when she gives you this dopey fucking glaze in her eyes with this like weird smile like she's flirty and in love. Yeah, you're going to seduce her back at your house. Women come with their brains first. They come with their soul first. You have to be able to look that woman in the eyes and know that you're enough as a man. Like, if you can hold eye contact, if you can look into her and you can smile and you can just know that, like, you can just feel there's this buzz of attraction, like you can feel this energy. I'm not a game and dating coach off of verbal lines. I'm a dating coach off of self-improvement and fucking energy. Sexual energy that you radiate off yourself as a man. What this is going to stem from is you being okay with your sexuality. Like, I'm the type of guy, I will say stuff, like, you would look a lot better undressed after I get to know her for 20, 30 minutes and I can tell that we like each other. Shit like that. The whole thing is that you guys are a lot of times too scared to show that you have a penis. Like, women come with their brains first only for a man that they knows he's a man. Meaning that guys get caught up in this 20, 30-minute get-to-know-you conversation, and by the end of it, she goes, it was nice to meet you. And I'm just sitting there looking like, does that girl know you even have a dick? Like, does she know you have a penis? Like, at what point does this become a man-to-woman interaction? At what point does it become guy likes girl, girl likes guy? Now, for a newbie, this could be like just a genuine compliment. But for somebody a little bit more advanced, what you're going to do is you want to maybe compliment and tease. Remember the Dairy Queen Blizzard? Women come with their heads first. What I mean by this stems from our other module with looks. Looks can get your foot in the door. Looks get you choosing signals. Looks get you the status of her thinking that you probably take care of yourself. You're probably into self-care. You know, you probably have a good body. Maybe you have abs, stuff like that, right? As soon as you walk over to her, if you can't get her wrapped up here, if you can't make her come in her brain first, you don't have that woman sold on you yet. You don't have that woman wanting you. And if you can't communicate, you're fucked, man. You have to learn how to tease and how to flirt. Like, I've seen guys, too, some of you guys that are in this program, you guys have sent me text messages of what you've said to these girls and carrying on these long get-to-know-you conversations. When I see that, I want to blow my fucking brains out. Women don't care about your problems, and you shouldn't care about theirs. You need to be the guy that's dropping dick off, because if you do want a long-term relationship, if you do want to be exclusive and have that good sexual chemistry with a woman, like, fuck, man, you got to learn how to connect. And I can't teach you how to connect until you're secure with yourself. Now, once you're secure with yourself, you can know now that women come with their brain. They come with their brain by you teasing them. They come with their brain by you knowing deep down that they're a 6-year-old girl at heart. You know, one of the sayings I've told a lot of my students is as soon as a girl hits puberty, right here at 16, until the day she dies, she is the same woman. I don't care if she's 28 and a fucking cult. That's the thing, you guys. All you guys need to stop stereotyping women. That, oh, she's a medical professional, so she doesn't get fucking freaky. Okay, when was this bitch? Last summer, I was sleeping with this girl for 4 months. For 4 months. You would have never known how she was from the outside in. Very professional girl. Name tag. Very petite. Carries herself very well. Loves her profession. Dad is a doctor. Okay? Very by the book girl. You know, you get that girl comfortable with you because you got to get the girl comfortable. You got to get her to come with her brain first. You got to get her to relax with you. She has to be the type of girl where if you sat her at the table right here with me, you guys could just shoot the shit for like 45 minutes and it wouldn't be weird. It wouldn't be weird at all because you know that you don't take her seriously. Maybe you don't even answer a question. She's like, here's the other thing too. Girls don't know. Fuck. I could make this week go so long I could ramble. Girls don't know how to flirt either, guys. Girls will if the girl likes you and finds you attractive, she'll do her damn best not to buckle either. But you got to remember, she's just as nervous as you. She will play the get to know you conversation, and the stupid guys out there go along with it. She'll go, so where? If she's interested, she'll try to be interested. She'll be like, so where are you from? What do you do? Okay, and of course she's gonna say that. That's her hypergamy kicking in. She wants to know what you do because she wants to know if she should probably categorize you as a fucking beta male provider or an alpha male that's fuck right now. Now, you're going to come from the alpha frame at all times. Even if you do have beta tendencies, and beta can be good too. If you're a good provider type guy, fuck, you got a lot. Like, I'm going to be a provider type for some girls. That's what they're going to categorize me as because I have multiple businesses. I have my shit together. I'm smart. And I know that. But see how that just translated into arrogance probably to you over the camera? Here's where guys go fucking really... And see, that arrogance, too, is going to be attractive to that female. That right there is probably enough to consider alpha dick. Now, we have to remember as guys play into this frame. She'll go, so where are you from? The guy will be, oh, Kentucky. What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a air traffic controller. When me, if I'm trying to get to, I'll be like, oh my God, you think I'm going to tell you that right away? Where am I from? I'm going to say, you could be a serial killer. I don't even know if I can trust you, lady. Like, I can't trust you. I 100% can't trust you. So what you have to realize, fellas, is that these women, sorry, I got a phone call. These women come with their brains first. These women have to come with their brains first. Because if they don't, she doesn't know if she can actually get wet for you down there. She doesn't know if you can touch her on the emotional side. She doesn't know if she can touch you. You don't know if you can touch her on the emotional side to get her wet, to get her deep in that love connection, to get her deep. Like, you guys, attraction has no rules. What to say on the approach has no rules. If I have to teach you how to give a girl an emotional spike, and I realize I'm talking to some newbies here, but like if you struggle with women and you struggle with approach anxiety of what to say, you have to realize something, and that is the fact that women are not logical at all. She will have a checklist of what she wants in a guy. 4.0 GPA, X amount of dollars a year, drives X amount of cars, has X houses here, blah, 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 blah. That guy at the bar who's like, yeah, I'm not telling you where I'm from because you seem fucking nuts, and I've had my fair share of crazy girls, and I can tell you're one of them crazy ones. That right there might be enough for her to go, oh, I kind of want to fuck this guy. He's kind of funny. That's what I'm telling you. Women can wake up on the wrong side of the bed tomorrow. She can have the most perfect boyfriend. She will wake up on the wrong side of the bed tomorrow and want to dump him for no reason. They're not logical. You can't take them seriously. You will never be able to. They come with their brain first. Hi everybody, welcome to Module 4 of Week 10. First off, excuse the lighting. Okay, I'm filming at night right now to film these. This is just when I've been having time with all my other in-person coaching to actually lay this course content, so I know it's rougher. But bear with me. That's the beautiful thing about attraction or game, is that your stuff doesn't have to be perfect. Like, as you see, I'm kind of an informal guy. But my material works for guys really, really well because it's the raw truth. And that's the thing. It's like all you guys, you think everything needs to be so fucking picture perfect before you can get a girl. It's like you think you got to wear the perfect clothes. You think you got to wear all that shit. You think you got to work out and build a six-pack abs and all that stuff. It's like, no. Like what you think you got to make $1 million. It's like, no, you got to have some self-care. You got to have some purpose, some vision. Okay, you have to not bend or break on certain rules, and you have to understand hypergamy. Then you have to understand how to say some shit and flirt to make the woman come with her brain first. Only if she comes with her brain can she come downstairs. So what do I got for you? I got verbal escalation. Now, this is what to actually say when you start talking to her. I just broke that rubber band. Verbal escalation is anything that is spiking her emotions verbally to escalate towards sex. So let me tell you something. How fucking rude of it is you to have a get-to-know-you conversation with a woman at a bar? Now just think about this for a second. All you guys who think you're being nice guys by having get-to-know-you conversations, that woman doesn't want to get to know you at the fucking bar, fellas. That girl doesn't want to fucking get to know you at the club. That girl doesn't want to get to know you on the beach when she's partying. Maybe she does a little bit, but if she's at like a Cancun party or at spring break, like fuck, she don't want to get to know your ass. And how rude of it is you to try to get to know her. It's fucking straight up rude. And here's why. If it's a Saturday night and she's trying to party with the girls, the last thing she wants to do is get to know a guy formally. Like, it's almost rude of you to interfere with her fun. You ever hear the song, Girls, they want to have fun? That's all they want. Girls want fun. So you gotta learn how to be a fun guy. You gotta learn how to escalate verbally. You know, and when you get good at this shit too, like, it's almost hard. Like, you're gonna have to probably find new friends to go out with that are males, because they're gonna be looking at you, calling you like a fucking cocky asshole. Like, for me, it's really hard for me to go out with my bro friends because they don't have the level of game that I do. But if I can get around other guys with great game, it's like, holy fuck, like, this is a deadly duo. If we come into interaction with a group of females, like, people are sleeping with each other that night if need be, if they want to. Okay? Now, you have to come into this with the frame when you talk to the girl that it's rude for you to get to know her. And I know that sounds insane, but I'm trying to brainwash you a little bit. Like, it's rude for you to take her fun away to have to sit down and get to know your fucking ass right there. It's like, you gotta think you're a piece of shit while at the same time thinking you're the coolest motherfucker ever. Like, you're the piece of shit as to where she doesn't want to get to know you. She doesn't want to have anything to do with you for that matter. If that's the frame you're coming from. If you're trying to actually escalate and close the deal and get her attracted to you. Because remember, this isn't trying to get her to like you as a person. This isn't trying to get her to think you're the best friend ever that she's ever had and think you have an amazing backstory and narrative. This is you trying to attract the woman. You're in a dating course right now. NLore, Never Left Unread, is a dating course. So I'm going to teach you how to get good at dating. Now, you're a piece of shit as the fact that she doesn't want to get to know you, but you're the coolest dude ever is that you have the mindset that you're ASAP Rocky. And that when you walk into that bar, you have this mindset of like, you don't owe nobody anything. You don't owe her explanations. None of that shit. So it's rude for you to try to get to know her. It's rude for her to try to get to know you. Come at it from that frame. If she starts to get to know you through the combo, push her off with it. Be like, seriously, out of all the things you could have asked me tonight, you asked me where I'm from? Yeah. Kayla, you should not have said that. You get what I'm saying? It sounds fake. You're probably looking at me like, Casey, it's fucking cringy. We can tell you're trying to like say this shit to us through the camera, but it's what you got to do. You got to play the game. You got to roll with it. You got to tease. You got to flirt. So, verbal escalation. What is verbal escalation? Well, verbal escalation is slowly escalating the conversation towards what the agenda of it is. Now, if it's daytime and you're in class, or you're at the office and you're on quick lunch break, the agenda is to get the number. The agenda is to hop into the interaction and then hop out. And then use the phone to bridge the gap later on, which I'm going to teach you in week 11 is phone game. But the agenda is going to be to escalate it. So how do you escalate the conversation? Well, depending on how long of time you have in the interaction is how much you will get to escalate. You see, if you're at a bar, there's chances you can build some rapport with that woman for the next 30 minutes and flirt with her and tease her and fuck around with her to where eventually then you can either pull her to a different location by yourself or you can try to take her home if you'd like to. But if you're at school, if you're on the way to work, if you're at the grocery store, like the whole agenda of it is to get the phone number. So one of your escalations might be something as simple as like, hey, you seem like a decently kind of cute girl that I might want to get to know. Now, see how I framed it like that? I didn't give all my power away. I didn't say, hey, you're a really beautiful girl. Let's meet up. I said, you're a kind of cute, kind of attractive girl who I might want to get to know. See, you're at the higher value. You might want to get to know her. Basically, what you're saying is she has to be cool enough so you don't qualify her on stuff. Excuse me. She has to be cool enough because you are qualifying her on things other than looks. Does that make sense? So, right there, you're not going to try to do a bunch of hooting and hollering and flirting that much. You know, it might be a quick minute or two interaction. See if she'll exchange numbers with you. Tell her it might be fun for you and her to meet up and get a drink sometime if she's flirty, if she's fun. Say that. If you set the frame for her of whatever type of girl you want her to be. You know, if you like me, I like crazy, high-pitched, emotional, feminine women. Like, I like women that, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. They talk 100 miles an hour. They're all over the place. They're flirty. Their emotions are skyrocketing. Like, yeah, they're the craziest ones, but they're also the best to sleep with. They're also the best women, as in fun, as in actually feminine. They're usually the most submissive. Like, you can look at me like, baby, suck this fucking dick. And she's like, oh my God, okay. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Maybe I'm a little bit twisted. I don't know. Fuck it. So, verbal escalation. You're going to escalate verbally as far as she will let you and as long as you have time to do. So, if it's a quick interaction like at the mall or something like that, you're just going to escalate for the phone number. Hey, you seem like kind of a flirty girl. What's your thoughts on drinks with a cute boy like me sometime? Right there, boom. Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. Okay, what's your number? Okay, here's my number. You put the ball in her court. Here's my number. Do that. Tell her your phone's dead. Tell her, here's your number. She can contact you. Because once again, if she reaches out to you, you have the power. You're higher value in the interaction. Give her your number. You know? She doesn't talk to you, fuck it. Remember, your calendar's booked 7 days a week. You're a busy man on his purpose. You're talking to other women. You're a man of many missions. She's not one of them if she doesn't want to be. So that's the thing. Don't take women too seriously. Now, escalating if you have more time on your hands, fellas. Now, this is going to come down to personal preference and style. Because what you're going to do is you're going to keep escalating as far as she will let you verbally. Meaning that, you know, you might start off with something like, you know, for example, if you are talking to her for a while at a bar setting, right? And I mean, eventually you're going to have to ask a get to know you question. Eventually you're going to have to say something like, tell me more about you. Or, oh, that's fun. You know, those Air Force Ones, even though I fucking hate them, if you can prove to me that you have some sort of cool occupation or like a cool job, maybe I'll get to know you for the night. Right? See how I framed it? I will get to know you for the night. What I just did there is I built narrative as the one controlling the interaction, meaning for the night, she's with me. For the night. Maybe I'll get to know you for the night. Okay, it's the subtle things like that. Remember, you're the male, so you're in control of the interaction at all times. At the end of the day, it's what you want. Like, I can only give you so much because you have to figure out what it is you would like out of her. You're the fucking man. Maybe the things I want out of her are different than what you want out of her. And that's what you have to decide. So then as you're escalating verbally, you might start to slip other things in. For example, you're going to have to eventually figure something out about her. If you do, let's say you come across a job of like, let's say she's a, chiropractor. You can make a sexual joke about her touching you. Or you can make a joke about how the last chiropractor you dated was crazy, but she was amazing in bed. And you're hoping that tonight, maybe this girl can top it. Be like, Sarah, maybe, or Becky, maybe can you top my other chiropractor, Becky? Do you got any skills where you can improve compared to my other chiropractor? Be like, my other chiropractor was hot. See how I'm faking this? I'm flirting. I'm putting on a story. I'm poking at her buttons. I'm not taking this too seriously. It's like right there you found out some factual information about her and you totally flipped it upside down and you made it irrational and illogical. If you ask her what are some things that you like to do in her free time? Oh, I don't know. I like to go mountain biking and stuff. What do you like to do? Well, I don't. Does it really matter what I like to do? Why do you need to know? You say, Becky, what's up with all the personal questions? Usually, Becky, I'm not trying to get in your pants right away. It's good that we're trying to get to know each other here. But I don't really, tell girls what I do in my free time. A lot of times then they try to ask me to go on dates and things like that. And they're trying to figure out what I like to do so they can take me out. And all these other girls move it way too fast. She's going to be sitting there like, so this guy, I asked him one thing about mountain biking. And now he has this big fucking story about why he can't tell me. Like, I don't know what she's even going to say. And the thing is, it doesn't matter. Like, that's what I mean. Escalate verbally as far as you can. Eventually if you talk to her for 20, 30 minutes, you can start to say things like, me and you might have some fun later on tonight. Or anything really that you would like. Any way, that's the thing. I don't know what you want out of this. You're going to escalate as far verbally as she'd let you. If it's getting really hot and heavy verbally, you can just ask her right then and there, like, we should continue this back at my place. We should continue this back at your place. Or what's your thoughts on us changing locations and us having a little more fun time, just you and me? Anything to get the hint that there might be sex involved. So verbal escalation is really your own style. But do not get stuck in get to know you conversation. The whole point of escalating verbally is that so she knows you have a penis. Now, obviously, yeah, she knows you have a dick. But, you have to use your words in a finessing, seduction way so she knows that what's between your legs is about to enter into her. Okay? So you got to be the cocky asshole a little bit. And that's just the way it is. That's verbal escalation. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Module 5, Week 10. Today what we're talking about physical escalation. Now, physical escalation, do not escalate with women in public. That's first and foremost. Physical escalation is kind of a touchy topic because it's like, you want to really make sure that you don't give a lot of your power away. And that's where a lot of guys go wrong. So we'll break this up into two categories. The first is if you're seeing a woman, for example, if you're seeing a woman regularly. And the second is if you're seeing a woman out in public for the first time and you're trying to get to know her. So if you're seeing a woman, maybe you and her have went out on a date, or this is your first date, or you've already got the date, or you're seeing this woman regularly, do not escalate on her physically. Because all that's saying is that's trying to get you to validate yourself to her. You're trying to qualify yourself to her. And every single time you start to escalate physically, whether that be hand holding, that be kissing, that be touching, all that says is, hey, I really, really like you. Hey, I really want you right now. Hey, I really love you. That's what you're saying as a guy. And especially if you fucked. Now, if you haven't fucked yet, okay, yeah, you're going to have to get her comfortable in your house or in your bed or in her bed, and then you're going to have to probably make the first move. You're going to have to start, kissing up on her neck and seducing her and rubbing her pussy and all that, right? But you haven't had sex with her yet. You haven't hit it yet. Now, if you have hit it and she's already done that with you, you know where she stands with you because she let you have sex with her. Like, you already know that she found you hot enough, sexually enough as a man to let her penetrate you. Okay, that's a big thing for a girl. And I know a lot of these girls try to act like, oh, I'm a slut, I'll hook up with anybody, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. If you sleep with a girl 3 times and you show no emotional investment, she will chase your fucking validation like hell. She will damn near be in love with you. Especially if she lets you do stuff like hit it from the back or anything like that, and you just afterwards show just no signs of hand-holding, no kissing, no intimacy. Yeah, she's going to be fighting to lock you down. So when it comes to physical escalation, do not escalate physically. And especially do not escalate, like, intimately. Don't start kissing her. Don't start making out, smooching with her. Don't start holding her hand, rubbing her leg and stuff after you already fucked her. Especially if, let's say, like, you fucked her last week, you haven't seen her in 3-4 days, and now you're hanging out with her again. She needs to be coming on to you. She needs to be wondering, shit, why is this guy hanging out with me and he's not trying to touch me? Is there something wrong with me? You got to get her to think, does my breath smell bad? Does my pussy stink? Is my ass not big enough? Did he have somebody that he's talking to that's hotter than me? You see, because that's how women are. As soon as she gets your validation, she doesn't want it anymore. Straight up. Every girl's like that, man. Watch, you'll see. Those of you guys in relationships, just watch. It's a drip sequence. It might take a month, it might take a fucking year, but keep giving a girl validation once. You'll get hit with a pullback out of random, and you'll be thinking, what the hell went wrong? Okay, so that's it. You're going to escalate physically enough to get sex. And then after that, you're going to pull that physical escalation back. Okay? That's if you're with a woman one-on-one. That's how you do it if you're with a woman one-on-one. You escalate enough to get sex, and then you pull back. No more intimacy, no more hand-holding, no more none of that. Okay? Because that's going to keep her fighting for your validation. However, if you're escalating physically in public, you don't want to do this either. There should be no physical escalation with women until you get her right to there, in the bed, or right on the couch, or having a drink back at your house. Okay, then you can escalate physically. Then you can make that move and start grabbing up on her legs and, making out with her and dry humping her and shit like that and slowly finesse to sex. However, the thing is, fellas, remember, girls just want to have fun. Meaning, she doesn't necessarily want to fuck you out in public. You can't fuck her out in public. You can't fuck her right there on the bar table or on the club floor. So why the fuck are you making out with her in public? You can't have sex with her there. You can't do anything with her there. A lot of times girls will literally just be in the mindset of like, I just want to go out tonight and make out with 5 guys and then go home and sleep. So she'll do that. Meaning you don't want to be that guy that she won over that easy and all she had to do was make out with you and now she can go home by herself. Because that's what they'll do. You have no business escalating physically. You see all kinds of shit in clubs and bars. You're going to see, and if you go to clubs, bigger cities, you're going to see guys like fucking finger fucking girls in clubs and all this shit. Like, fellas, you got to remember too, these women are strangers, man. Like, if you're dealing with women that are strangers, you don't belong sticking your dick and fucking tongue everywhere. You don't belong escalating in public. First and foremost, if you find a good genuine connection with a girl where you guys are really vibing and flirting and kicking it off, I'll teach you how to change locations in the next module. It's like that Drake song, we don't take it in, we just change locations. Okay, I'll explain what that means. But you don't belong escalating in public whatsoever. You don't need to make out with her there. Why do you need to kiss her there? To show that you really like her? To give her validation? No, you got to be Romeo and finesse her with your words. And flirt with the idea of changing locations, getting her back, you and her maybe going and getting a drink at a different bar, just you two. Maybe you and her grabbing a slice of pizza quick. Maybe you and her going back to your place and carrying this on, eating some fucking popcorn and chilling. Like, I don't know, what the fuck do you want to do? Here's the thing, guys. There is no right or wrong way to do game. There's confidence and there's not confidence. Maybe my thing is like, one of the things I like to do, I like to tell a girl, come back, we're going to kick it and we're going to get some pizza. I'm going to order pizza. That's what I do.
Maybe some of you guys think that's beta. Maybe some of you guys think that that's fucking gay and lame. I don't give a fuck. Because when I say we're going to get pizza and kick it and chill, she says okay and it works for me. And then when we're eating pizza, flirting, and fucking around, eventually we're going to probably end up having sex and it'll be great. And I'm not the type of guy that needs to push for the sex instantly. Like, you get so many guys, you're so fucking thirsty. Like, dude, if you want sex, don't try to bring her to your house in 30 minutes. Don't try to just do that. Like, talk. Use your words. Talk slow. I get worked up on this camera because it pisses me off how bad guys are this. But, dude, if you're doing stuff with your life, you're going to already have other girls in your life. And if you don't, act as if. Talk slow. Don't be so needy to take her home right away. It's like, it's going to look like, bro, like, why are you pressing this so fast? Like, fuck, there's sometimes I get it. If I did that a couple times when I was younger, it fucking sucked. I got back to the house, I didn't even want to have sex. Because I wasn't at that spot yet with her. She wasn't at that spot with me, but in society, everybody thinks you gotta go fuck right away. It's like this burden. Okay, you'll get more sex by being chill and laid back and letting it come to you naturally when you start to escalate verbally. So, rules for physical escalation. You're going to escalate physically when she is in your presence, when she's in your frame, and it's just you guys one-on-one. And then you're going to make your move, fellas. Then you're going to make your move to try to escalate for sex. If you've already got sex out of her, stop escalating physically. Let her start looking at you as daddy. Let her start coming kissing up on you, saying, "Daddy, I want some kisses." And let her start, grabbing up on you, feeling up on your face and shit, right? Then you're golden. And if you're in public, there's no need to pull for makeouts. There's no, maybe if you're quick with it, maybe a couple of seconds makeout or some shit where you grab some ass and then, maybe you make your move and tell her to come back with you. But we'll talk about changing locations in a bit. But for the most part, do not be PDA in public. If you're going to a bar to kick it with your friends or something, or you're going to a club with your homies, okay, you're at the club with your homies. You're not there to chase ass. You're not there to give your whole night to her. You're there to kick it with your fucking homies and have a couple drinks. If the girl comes into your presence at that time and it ends up you guys kicking it, great. But the pussy ain't on the pedestal. Like, fuck it already. Come on, you guys. Like, you worship that pussy so much. You really just do. Your whole mind is tailored to that pussy. When can I get the pussy? Yeah, I'm dressed good. Now I'm going out. Can I get the pussy tonight? It's like, Jesus Christ. Fuck the pussy, man. Like, the guy who doesn't want the pussy will end up getting the pussy. The guy who's needy for the pussy will never get it. It's like the guy on the phone who's needy for the sale. If you guys are in sales, like if you're needy for the sale, you're on your bottom dollar and you need that sale to work, the guy can feel that in your voice. He'll never buy from you. He don't fucking trust you. But when you're chill, let's say cash is coming in and you don't really give a fuck if he buys it or not, that's when people buy. Okay, that's how it is. I want you guys to be the product, not the salesman. Not the fucking salesman. You're the product. At all times. You're at the standpoint of high value. You're going to escalate physically to get sex. And let's say you are out at a club or some shit, and let's say she is just like throwing booty back at you, man, or she's really clubbing hard with you. Okay. Maybe a quick spank on the ass. Maybe a quick little kiss or something here. But let's not make it drawn out and long. Your goal is to get her back to your crib. So you can't be doing this or you're going to give your validation away to these women. And for those of you guys in this course that are older, man, you really can't be kissing up on these women quick. These women, if you're a little older and you're like late 20s, early 30s, these women have already been through the slut stage. These women are looking to settle down with guys. That's hypergamy once again. And the thing is, fellas, as soon as they know where they stand with you, they're not going to want it. They're not going to value it as much. So the thing is that validation is any sort of physical touch that is not sexual. Hand-holding, no. Kissing, no. Hugging, no. Validating, no. Massaging on the neck, no. Like, if you get to know a girl long enough, she's going to start doing that stuff for you, not you doing it to her. She's going to start prompting you by touching up on you. She's going to signal that she wants sex from you. Women are sexual too, but women are like cats. The more you chase them, the more they run. So you got to be that strong dog, okay? That's how you escalate physically. Hi everybody, welcome to Module 6 of Week 10. This module is called This Should Be Fun. Okay, so this whole process should be fun with women. I don't want this to be strategic. I don't want this to be weird. I don't want this to have an agenda even. I don't even want it to have an agenda of sex. The guy who has the agenda of getting the sale or getting the sex, never gets it. Your goal is to have fun with these females. Fellas, females are fun. Some fun, flirty female energy. Let's say you are on your purpose. You're that strong, dominant guy. You're building your business. You're fucking working out 6 days a week. You're fucking on your grind. Well, dude, then there's a time and place a couple hours a week. Yeah, you want to kick it with some chill girls who are flirty and fun and compliment you. This should be fun. So many guys get so stuck up in this corporate mindset of I'm a robot. My head's just screwed. It's no, dude, relax. Think of it this way. The guy who's always halfway drunk at the bar or smokes a lot of weed is the one that always gets the women. It's because he's chill and mellow and doesn't care. So one of the things that I like to use, and I'm going to include this in this, even though this isn't a game course, this isn't a pickup artist course, this is a high value male course, so that way women chase you. One of the things that I don't mind when it comes to game and approaching and everything is push, pulls, and teases. Okay, so push-pulls is something where you give a compliment a little bit, but you take it away in a small manner. So it would be making fun of the girls, or it would be saying, God, let me think. A push-pull, if she's got a latte in her hand, be fuck, I love coffee, but I hate mochas, so why would you get that? Or, I really like those jeans, but they'd be a little bit better looking if they were capris or they were a little shorter or something like that, right? It's or, you're a cute girl kind of in your own way. That's a better one. That one came to me better. You're a cute girl, but kind of in your own way. Okay, so she's cute, you give her the compliment, but when you go in your own way, she's going to be going, what the fuck does that mean? In your own way. So I'm not cute, I am cute. It's giving some sort of thing where you push and pull a little bit. It's teasing, it's playfulness. Right, just like the Dairy Queen Blizzard example I gave you. So the thing is with females is it's when you can actually start to just treat them as a little 6-year-old girl, and as weird as that sounds, don't take that the wrong way. You're not trying to be with 6-year-old girls, obviously. But the more you can not take them seriously and just poke fun at them like a little child, ha, you're so cute, you little girl. I'll be you're 16 at heart, aren't you? And dap her on the head like that. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I like shorter girls. If a girl's real close to me, I bop her on the head. I go, ha, it's so cute. You're a little 12-year-old. I can just fuck with you. That's what I'd say. I'd fuck around with you. You're kind of fun. You get to pick. You're the guy. You get to pick. This should be fun, though. You're going to want to balance out feminine energy with your masculine energy. This is the polarity. This is the polarity. This is where the opposites attract. This is where you have connection then. So stop asking her where she was. Stop asking her about where she went to school. Stop asking about all that shit. Stop validating her. Okay, she's a fucking 16-year-old girl at heart. Treat her that way. This should be fun. And for a second, when you're with the female, it's you get to finally let loose and not be in work mode, not in grind mode. You get to let your guard down a little bit and just be a fucking 16-year-old boy again. How about that? This should be fun. Hi everybody, welcome to Module 6, Week 10. This week we're talking about changing locations. Now this is a fucking ninja tactic for when you're out at bars or when you're out, with a group of people. Let's say you do let's say you got you and your homies invite a big group of girls out for brunch or some shit. And you got a big group, right? Or you're at a big group with a big group of people at a club, big group at a bar. Well, you find the one that you're talking to, you find the one that you have interest in, and you're talking with her. And you guys are making a connection and everything. But the thing is that women have this thing called anti-slut defense. And eventually she's not going to want to leave with you because it's going to look slutty in front of her friends. So what you do, you don't just tell her to go home with you right away. What you do is you pick her out solo and you change locations. If you're at a bar and with your homies, let's say they both found girls already and they're flirting with girls, right? Let's say maybe the homies' agenda for the night was to get some women. It shouldn't be. It should be to have some fun, but a lot of times that happens. Well, guess what? she's not going to want to look like a little slut in front of her friends and just go home with you. So you say something like, hey, I know this really good bar 2 blocks down the road. Let's go get, they do handcrafted XYZ drinks here. Let's go do that. See, you picked, you're the man. You led her to where you're going to go. Be like, go tell your friends that's where we're going. Right? And friends are going to be like, oh my God, no, you can't take Lisa, blah, blah, blah. Be like, I promise I'll have her back in an hour. I promise I'll have her back in 20 minutes. You know, it'll just be tell them we're just friends. We're just getting to know each other, right? Say it like that. Say it like you got this big, like, flirty narrative interest with her. And what's going to happen is, like, a lot of times she'll agree, you know. If you're at brunch with her, tell her that, you know, 2 blocks down the road, there's this quick little smoothie place you want to check out with her. You know, find any way you can to change location so it's just you and her isolated alone. If you isolate alone like that, that's where I break my rule, and a lot of times I'll allow sometimes some validational physical escalation. Maybe like a quick little makeout session where we're grabbing ass or something when you can tell she's really turned on and want to come back home with you. That's when you can start to do that. But changing locations is ninja. Because it's ninja because you're not coming from the frame of like, I have to take you home and sleep with you right now. You're coming from the frame of like, hey, we should just take this one step further and like go on like a mini date, an Insta date. You know, instead of us going and grabbing a drink at the same bar your friends are at, fucking staring a laser through my eyes right now. Well, now me and you can just change locations quick at a different bar and we can play fucking Bonnie and Clyde and flirt for a little bit. And that's fine too. That makes the sex more enjoyable for you too. If there is physical chemistry there, well, great, because now it's less awkward. Like, if you guys are into hooking up, you know, I'm getting to the age where it's like, I'm really only fucking with girls who are, like, really high value and have a lot to offer and are professional women. That's who I fuck with now. That's who I hang out with. Like, I don't want just all these trashy bar hoes, but if you're in that stage, congrats. I was once there. Like, you have to get her comfortable, man. She has to feel comfortable with you at all times. She really does. Women don't want to have sex. Like, think about this. This is kind of a big thing. Like, if you're religious, like, your dick's going into her pussy. Even if you're not religious. Like, you're still having sex with her. Like, if you guys had unprotected sex, like, that could make a baby. Like, that's big shit. That's, like, big shit in life. Don't take sex so casually. There's nothing casual about sex. Sex causes heartbreak. Sex causes STDs. Sex causes unwanted pregnancy. That is not fucking good. Okay, you don't need to be out sleeping with everything. But, you know, changing locations is nice because then you can get to know her a little bit more. You can kind of gauge if this girl's crazy or not. You can kind of gauge if this girl's into you. You can kind of gauge if we took clothes off right now, could we actually have a genuine man-to-woman interaction and I could actually keep a rock-solid boner the whole time? Or am I going to get nervous and confused and she's going to feel awkward about it? And, like, all that shit can happen. So just be on your guard with it. Change locations to get to know her more. Talk to her for 30, 40 minutes. Tease her. Flirt with her. Play with her. Fuck. I mean, it probably sounds real easy when I say it too, and it's probably rough for you to be in that frame, and I get what you mean. I was once there. But with N-Lore, man, if you're in N-Lore, if you are in N-Lore, this is not a game course. Notice how these modules aren't that long. This is kind of the ending weeks. If you're in N-Lore, it's because you're never left on red, because you are high value, because I taught you about hypergamy, because I taught you already about making sure that you're on your purpose and grind and passion, because I taught you how to become a high-value male, because I taught you that A$AP Rocky and Leonardo DiCaprio probably aren't going to get left on red. That's the whole goal of this, is to not put women on the pedestal and not make yourself a person who needs them. These later modules, these later weeks, I hate even talking about because a lot of times it becomes irrelevant. When you already level up these parts of your life, you already become the guy that she automatically just wants to be with. You don't have to use game and push-pull tactics. She just fucking likes you by then because you're actually acting like a man. But yeah, change locations. Change locations. It's great. It's a great move. Especially if you're out partying or clubbing or barring. Like, yeah, take her somewhere else that you like. You know, see if she has the same taste as you. See if she likes what you're into. See if there's a couple similarities, you know, and keep doing it from the frame of like friendly and flirty, you know, high value. Don't get to know her too much, but yeah, at the same time, you're going to have to get to know her a bit so she can sleep with you, you know. You got to develop your own swag, develop your own game. That's the key. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Module 7. Today, we're going to be talking about why you just need to escalate as far as she will let you. So this one's really easy. If you guys are at a bar and your verbal escalation's really, really well, right? Maybe you change locations and you pull for a quick kiss. Okay, that's perfect. She let you in on that. Right, maybe as you're kissing her, you try to reach down and quick run your hand across like her crotch or grab her ass or something like that. And she kind of pulls your hand away or tucks it off. Like, that's fine. It doesn't mean your game's bad. It doesn't mean she doesn't like you. It doesn't mean any of that. It means that at this time right now, it's a no. And what I want you to remember is not to have an agenda. Do not escalate on these women don't try to escalate on these women further than they'll allow you to. Because, fellas, it takes two to tango. And in this course, we don't need anybody getting caught for rape. We don't need any rape charges. We don't need you coming off as like a fucking, you guys should try to like sexually assault or anything like that. Remember, if you're on NLore, you're high value. These women need to be coming to you. These women need to be submitting to you. These women need to be in your frame. So just escalate as far as she'll let you. You know, if you say, you know how many times like I have said something at the bar and girls aren't used to it. I've said something offensive. I've said something rude. They tell me I'm rude and I'm an ass and that they can't believe I said that. And I just smile and go, LOL. And by the end of the night, they want to have sex. Like, I'm telling you, they're hardwired weird. They're backwards. They are so backwards. It's like the guy who will offend, the guy who will push their buttons, the guy who doesn't care is the guy who gets the sex. But if you try to make a move and you're stopped, like, okay, you're stopped. The problem is that most guys don't take any risk in their verbal escalation. Most guys don't take any risk in their sexual escalation. A lot of guys will go there, sit and watch a movie with a girl at the end of it, not know how to make a move or kiss her, and just end up leaving. Or it's like, fuck, if you get me in the bed, there ain't no fucking way I'm waiting 2 hours to make a move. Like, I'm going to try to start kissing on her and having her kiss on me and start rubbing up on her titties probably within 10, 15 minutes of it. You know? Like, shit, she ain't there to watch no fucking movie. She's there to kick it with her guy, with her man. Be that man for her. And just escalate as far as she'll let you. That's why the thing, like, so many guys, they don't make any moves. They don't take any risk. They don't escalate verbally at all. And then they're like, well, shit, was that enough? Or should have I said that? Should have I not said it? Like, it's better to take the risk and say it and try to escalate than to not do it and not know what could have been. So you got two categories of guys. You got guys who take all the risk and sometimes will get shut down, and that's fine. Just let her shut you down. You know, it's a rejection. That shit happens. But also what you got to remember is that, like, she a lot of times will let you escalate too. Like, if she's at the bar, if she's at the club with her friends, it's because she obviously wants to get hit on. She obviously wants to talk to some hot dudes. She wants to talk to some cool dudes. So be that cool dude for her. If she's going to go home with somebody, it might as well be you if that's what you want. You know, but then again, that's fulfilling the ego. That's egotistical sex. And I've been there. I might cover that in the bonus rounds of this stuff. But yeah, you know, I mean, most guys just don't take any risk. They don't take any escalation. They have the 30-minute get-to-know-you conversation, and that's it. Or if you go out on a date with a girl, and what happens is the whole time they talk, and then they just drop her back off at her house and get a peck on the cheek. And gets a kiss on the cheek, and then she'll go home and fuck Rodney down the street right after you drop her off. Like, you got to pick what type of guy you want to be, fellas. The guy who makes no moves, she's going to think is a total bitch. The guy who makes the moves too quickly, she's going to think is thirsty and needy and only wants her for sex. It's like the fine line. It's the perfect smooth salesman. Like, you got to balance building rapport with her, with making her comfortable, with being sexual and flirty, with being LOL funny and not taking her too seriously. And you have to enwrap all of that in your emotions. You have to give her those emotional spikes. Like, that's the easiest way to have sex with her. I don't know how else to explain it. Escalate as far as she'll let you. If you try to escalate verbally and she says that's rude or shuts you down, you get to pick, like, yeah, so maybe you cross the line, but that doesn't mean she won't have sex with you. That doesn't mean she doesn't consider you a viable option. I honestly hate these later weeks in this module. This is not necessarily my strong suit either, because I don't want you guys qualifying yourselves to women. I don't want you guys measuring your success based off how many women you can pull at night on Friday. That's what beta males do. Like, I want you guys seeing how high you can stack your checkbook, how ripped you can get, and how high you can increase your status by following your career path and purpose to becoming a really good high value male, and not watching porn and not busting your nuts on these low level women. Like, actually judging yourself and your value as a male by respecting yourself first. These later modules in game, like, these are the modules that is for like needy game. This is the modules for guys who need to go out and have sex. Like, yeah, I can do it. I can teach you how to do it. But it's not necessarily the right thing. And it's not going to necessarily set you up to feeling really fulfilled in your sexual career with women.